Hey boys and girls, this is Miss Lisa. I'm a first grade teacher for those of you that don't know me. I wanted to come and do a quick video to remind you and remind my kids how we work word problems when we're doing our math. So I found a word problem that we're going to go through and discuss all the different steps and how to solve the problem. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to read the problem, and in my class we always read the problem 3 times. I read the problem and you just listen. The next time I will read the problem and I want you to echo or repeat after me, and then the third time we always read it together. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to read the problem first. It says, 3 children are sitting. More children sit down. Now there are 5 children. How many more children sit down? Okay, now this time I'm going to read it and I want you to echo read. Okay, so repeat after me. 3 children are sitting. More children sit down. Now there are 5 children. How many more children sit down? Now we're going to read it again one more time, but we're going to read it together. So I want you to read it with me. 3 children are sitting. More children sit down. Now there are 5 children. How many more children sit down? Okay, so now that we've read the problem, the first step that we want to do is we want to talk about what is this problem about. Okay, what is it about? Then the next question we ask ourselves is, what am I trying to find out? And then, what information is important? Okay, so let's look at the first one. What is this problem about? What do you think this problem is about? Did you think that the problem was about that there are children sitting down and some more come and join them? If that was your answer, then that is correct. That's what this problem is about. Okay, what am I trying to find out? Well, I'm trying to find out how many more children sit down. Okay, and then we're going to look and see what information is important. What information do you think is important in this problem? Did you say numbers? Yes, if you said numbers, that is correct. Those numbers are very important when we're working word problems. And there's a couple words too that we're going to look at as well. So in this problem, the first number they give me is the number 3. 3 children are sitting down, so I'm going to circle that. 3 children. Okay, then it says, what other number do you see in the problem? I see the number 5. 5 children. Okay, so I see 3 children and 5 children. Now, let's see some other words that might be very important in this problem. Okay, the first word that I see in the problem that's very important is the word more children. Now look at that word more children, more. Do we know what number more is? No, we don't know what that number more is. Okay, I believe that's what we're going to be trying to figure out. How many more children? Because that's what my question says. How many more children sit down? Okay, so more children, that word more is very important. And then in my question, when it says how many more children sit down, that's very important as well. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, in my classroom, normally I would let my kids try to solve the problem at their desk and work on it together. But since you're at home, and I'm not sure if you have a piece of paper with you or not, well, we're going to work this problem together. Okay? All right. So let me go to the next page. So here is the problem again. It says 3 children are sitting. More children sit down. Now there are 5 children. How many more children sit down? So we're going to start off with that first number 3, because that was the number we said was very important, 3 children. And I even see that Ready shows me a picture of these children. Okay, so 3 children. I'm going to write the number 3 down. Then it says more children, and we said that those words more was very important as well. More. And I'm going to circle more children, and that's what we're trying to figure out, because the question says how many more children sit down. Then it tells me that now there are 5 children. So we started off with 3. So more come and sit down, and now there are 5 children. So 5 is actually going to be the total. How many there are all together? That number 5. So now I'm going to try to figure out how to solve this problem, what I should do. Well, we don't know what more is, okay? So we're going to, if we started off with 3, and then there were more children that came and sat down, and now that there are 5, we are going to, what do you think we should do? Do you think we should add? If I start with 3, and then I come up with 5, do you think I should add? Should I subtract? I think add. That was going to be my best way to solve this problem. I'm going to add. So I'm going to put my plus sign there. Okay? Now, it says more children. Now, that's where we're confused. We're like, well, how many more? So I'm just going to draw a question mark because I'm not sure how many more yet. Then I'm going to put what's called the equal sign on the other side because it tells me that there were 5 children now. So I know that 5 children is my total. I started off with 3, then more children came and sat down, and now there are 5 children. So when we solve this problem, we start with 3. We have to figure out how many more, and then to come up with 5. Now I know some of my first graders at one time, they wanted to just say 3, they wrote the number 3 down, and then they wrote the number 5 down, and they added the 3 and the 5 together, and then they said 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. So there's 8 children are sitting down. Would that answer how many more? 8? No. We're not going to add the 3 and the 5 together. The 5 tells me how many there are now. Okay, so we're not going to add the 3 and the 5 together. We're going to start with 3, and we're going to figure out how do we get to 5. What can I do? What are some of the strategies that we have learned? Okay, well, one strategy we've learned is let's put the number 3 in my head, and let's count up to 5. So I want you to do that for me. Start with 3 and say 3, 4, 5. How many numbers am I holding up? How many did it take to get to 5? 2. Yes, 2. Because 3 plus 2 equals 5. Another strategy that we've learned this year is using a number line. And I'm going to draw a number line on the board. Here's my number line. And I'm going to start with 0. I'm going to let my number line go up to 6. So we're going to start with 0 and go all the way up to 6. Okay? Now we started off with 3. There were 3 children. So on my number line, we've learned to start with the number, that first number, and I'm going to put a dot there on the number 3. Then we said that now there are 5 children. So that means I'm going to start with 3 and I'm going to count up to 5, and I'm going to count how many times I hop, or how many times does it take for me to get to 5. So watch what I do when I go up. That would be 1, 2, and I stop at 5. 2. It took 2 hops. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. Okay? Now if you see up on our board, ready starts with 3, and those are the 3 kids that were sitting down. And then it says to count on. How many more make 5? And so that's what ready did. Ready started with 3. There's the 3 kids. And they counted on, and then they stopped till they got to 5, because that's how many kids were sitting at the table now. So they said 3, 4, 5. So we've got 3 yellow. Those were the kids that were sitting at the table. And then we've got 2 green ones. Those are the kids that came and sat down. So how many green faces do you see? 1, 2. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. So 2 more children sit down. Did you solve that problem? 3 plus 2 equals 5. We've learned so many different things this year. I know this is just some smaller numbers, and right before school got out, we were learning about how to add double digits and adding 3 numbers. We learned so much this year, but I just kind of wanted to go back over the steps in solving a problem. First thing you do, read that problem. Read it 3 times. Second thing you do, talk about it. Think about, what is the problem asking me? What is it all about? What information is important when I'm solving that problem? Okay? You could do like ready and draw pictures, because they had the pictures of the kids. You could also do like on this page where they drew some smiley faces to represent the kids. You could do like I did and drew a number line, or I put a number in my head and counted on. Those are all strategies that you can use when you solve word problems. Okay? All right, well, this is it for today, and I might be coming on again to do another math problem. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you later. Bye.